Well, look who's here.
Looky who's here. Of course, it's gonna have to be
Bakugo versus Reze.
The god of explosions versus the bomb devil.
He's wins my boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle.
Okay, looking forward to see how this is. I really hope it's Bakugo.
Wiz, there's
Bakugo
nothing like
had
the
to
smell
win.
of napalm in the morning, the rush of the shockwave, the flash of combustion. I love it when stuff goes boom.
And no one knows that feeling better than Katsuki Bakugo.
When your name literally means
great
powerful
explosive
bomb, it's
bird
no wonder he
god.
was born with the quirk, explosion. It lets Bakugo create humongous kabooms from his palms. I can
my
only
boy.
dream of having hands that rad.
Quirks
My
are
boy.
genetic superpowers that most humans are born with. Bakugo inherited his quirk from his parents. Specifically, it was a combination of his father's combustible acid sweat and his mother's glycerin skin secretions.
Making Bakugo sweat basically like nitroglycerin. And the more he sweats, yeah, the bigger the booms. His
Kaboom.
parents basically made the perfect kid, absolutely oozing with shonen main character energy.
Bakugo felt similarly, so much so that he started bullying his childhood friend who happened to be born without a quirk.
Yeah, okay,
Yeah.
he's kind of a snot-nosed turd sometimes, but come on, Wiz! The kabooms!
Kaboom.
They're so cool!
Quirks are a natural biological feature of a person's body. In the same way that we don't really think about walking or breathing, Bakugo's explosions became like any other limb, especially with his rigorous training.
Bakugo quickly picked up on how to use his explosions to obliterate anything in sight, block attacks, launch himself around, and quickly maneuver in midair at hypersonic speeds, which requires a ton of focus and on-the-fly calculations.
And despite getting this incredibly dangerous quirk when he was 4, he somehow never killed himself or anyone else that we
Yeah.
know of. Bakugo was truly a prodigy, destined for greatness.
And his only goal was to surpass Japan's numero uno superhero and his personal idol,
The symbol
All
of
Might.
peace.
In Bakugo's mind, the only person who wins no matter what. Absolute victory. No problem for the main character.
Except Katsuki wasn't the protagonist that he thought he was. That would be Izuku Midoriya, the quirkless child Bakugo bullied. In truth, he was threatened by Izuku's tenacity despite being quirkless.
Really?
Yeah.
That crybaby's the main character? Well, Bakugo's inferiority complex would only get worse when Deku somehow landed a quirk that was just as cool, and both were accepted to the same superhero high school, UA High.
There, he would learn to be a superhero and fully develop his ultimate moves.
Like flying through the sky faster than sound with turbo speed, blinding people with stun grenade, focusing his blasts
Yeah,
into
howitzer
armor-piercing
impact.
shots, or making a
Howitzer
big-ass
impact is
tornado
signature
of
attack.
death.
The howitzer impact involves Bakugo spinning himself in midair with his explosions, building
Yeah.
up a tremendous amount of swirling oxygen, and then igniting it all for one hell of a boom.
He's pretty smart when
not
it
play
comes to
against
strategizing
Midoriya.
mid-fight. He even developed new techniques for his quirk faster than Deku did.
UA High also aided Bakugo's development by preparing him with his iconic Grenadier bracers, gauntlets that allow him to store up his sweat, gross, for prolonged bouts, or
Kaboom.
to release all of it at once in a single massive blast.
He's also got his hero suit, which helps him sweat faster in order to build up stronger attacks. Or the Strafe Panzer, these badass turrets mounted to his back that store his sweat as ammo. With all of that, it wasn't long before Bakugo made his hero debut, called the Bombshell Hero, Great
Bombshell Hero.
Explosion Murder God,
Yep.
Dynamite.
Dynamite.
Hey, I dig it. The more colons, the merrier.
But despite some early wins, Bakugo failed to live up to his own sky-high expectations. He had the makings of a great hero, if only he could get out of his own way and put the team before his ego.
Yeah.
Especially when he was kidnapped by the League of Villains, ultimately
League of
leading Bakugo to blame himself for All Might's retirement.
Yeah.
Something needed to change.
So he vented his frustrations in a slugfest with Deku and realized something crucial. That the kind of absolute victory that defined All Might wasn't victory for himself, but victory for everyone.
He was starting to become the prodigy everyone knew he could be. I mean,
Yep.
hell, even while he was unconscious, he kept analyzing the fight he was in and coming up with counters.
Yeah,
Somehow,
taking on
Bakugo's powerful
Shigaraki.
enough to shatter Todoroki's heaven-piercing ice wall, fast enough to keep up with villains like Shigaraki, who can catch
Yeah.
light beams, and tough enough to survive, well,
being dead,
Yeah,
You
being
heard
dead.
us. Bakugo was killed, dead as a
Yeah.
doornail. And then a single bead of sweat floating through his bloodstream
By headshot.
detonated and restarted his heart. If that isn't main character plot armor, I don't know what is.
His stamina is perhaps
he has
the
headshot
craziest
with
thing
him.
about him. After all, he is tanking the recoil of all of his explosions.
Even with the overuse of his blasts literally tearing his body apart, he kept trying to make him stronger, and eventually his quirk awakened.
Essentially, when a quirk
rising.
evolves to become stronger. Now, by condensing his explosions into smaller and more powerful clusters, Bakugo could enhance all of his techniques.
Like the Howitzer Impact Cluster, a stunning achievement in the field of explosionology, or kaboom theory for the layman.
That could
Powerful
have been
enough to shatter
another
the side of a
Tiga's
mountain or
Shiraki,
blow
though.
apart Uehai itself. Judging by the school's size, we can estimate Bakugo's Howitzer Impact Cluster yielded over 300 kilotons of TNT.
Given Bakugo's
Kaboom.
whole deal is explosions, it makes sense to science out what a ton of TNT actually is. It's literally the energy contained in 1,000 kilograms of trinitrotoluene.
A chemical
detonation.
compound composed of hydrogen, nitrogen, oxygen, and carbon.
That's the recipe for kabooms. Now, imagine a pile of TNT as big as the Empire State Building blowing up all at once. That's Bakugo's Howitzer Impact Cluster.
And these explosions can launch him so fast, it's like time stands still around him.
Like when he covered a huge part of this city in a fraction of
Yeah,
a
he made
second.
fireworks
Almost 400
against All for
times the
One.
speed of sound.
And that's not all. Now he can detonate his sweat remotely and
Yeah,
from all
remotely.
over his body, not just his palms.
With all of this crazy bullshit, Bakugo became one of the strongest heroes on Earth,
Go
enough
figure.
to battle and defeat All Might's lifelong arch nemesis, All for One.
Rise of the Murder God.
That's right, the main villain. Who's the protagonist now, Deku?
Yeah.
Bakugo literally and figuratively surpassed his childhood idol and proved his mettle as a hero.
Number 5 on the rankings and rising.
Oh, yeah,
Not
rank
bad,
5, yeah.
Kajan.
But more important than proving it to his friends, to All Might, or even to Deku, he proved it to himself.
Yeah, whatever. Take that, losers! Sickest quirk in the world over here! Dynamite! Dynamite!
He's got
Dynamite!
John Bakugo! But still, he had to win this.
Wiz, what
If
happened to
he
you?
doesn't win
You
this,
look
I don't
funny
know what to say.
and squishy.
He would have to
over here,
win the step
Boomstick.
out.
That's
I
the new
really
Death
want
Metal
him to
plushie
win
from
this.
YouTube's, and it's available to order right.
Oh,
It'll be
like the one they
satisfying.
made of
Because,
me
you know,
a year ago.
Midoriya on the
You
other
got
Death Battle, he
jealous,
beat
didn't you?
Spider-Man,
What?
so, like...
No, mine's way cuter.
I would be so
Look at
upset
it, and
if
you can get one by
Bakugo,
clicking the link.
doesn't
They
win
forgot
this.
to color one of your arms.
Boomstick.
Bakugo
I
doesn't
have
want to lose to
a
nobody.
metal arm. I always have. Oh, and if you order it, there's a chance you might get a special version with a gold arm.
That's actually kind of awesome.
You definitely want one.
Oh, fine. Yeah, I do, okay? Shut up about it.
Click the
Yeah,
link below to
plus-
order one for yourself. It's only available for a limited time, and after that, it will never be available again. So don't miss out.
Alright.
Death, war, famine, conquest. Humanity has been plagued by all manner of ills since they
Okay,
first
so this is
crawled out of the
Chainsaw
primordial
Man, right?
ooze. In the world of Chainsaw Man, there is nothing to fear but fear itself.
Because
Yeah.
fear itself is real, and they're called devils.
Literally devils from hell. These
Oh my
monstrous
gosh.
beings are the living embodiments of humanity's worst nightmares, and their power is directly proportional to that fear.
So the chicken devil might be so weak you could keep him as a class pet, like, you know, a chicken. But what about the bat devil, or the ghost devil, or the devil embodying man's fears of one of the greatest weapons it's ever created, the bomb devil?
Little is known about the origins of the Bomb Devil's current host, Reze, if that even is her real name.
She might look cute and kawaii, but she's
Right,
actually a
so with Bakugo,
Soviet
you have to fight
assassin
a
trained
girl.
from birth to be one of the deadliest killers on the planet. Basically a Black Widow. A cold and lonely existence for anyone, but quadruply so in a world as effed up as this.
But all Reze wanted was a safe, normal, quiet life. As much a fable to her as Aesop's country mouse.
Too bad! You are now a walking, talking explosive. Have fun.
Hey, man.
At some point,
Yeah.
the girl known as Reze was implanted with a fragment of the Bomb Devil and became a hybrid. A human possessing a devil's powers without sacrificing their humanity, transforming their body into a living weapon.
As a hybrid, Reze's strength and speed are way crazier than a normal human's. And with her martial arts training, she's a force to be reckoned with up close. Also, Wiz, check out the bomb for a head.
Someone like Reze would eat you alive, literally. Should
my
devils
gosh.
like Reze take any damage whatsoever, they can heal by consuming blood.
And that lets hybrids survive some pretty insane stuff, like having their limbs torn off, getting bisected clean in half, or
Dang.
being roasted alive. Just slurp some blood and they're good as new.
Especially useful considering the Bomb Devil's primary ability is
Like
literally blowing
this is like
herself up.
Jujutsu
Reze can
Kaisen
emit
right
explosions from any surface of her body, even tearing off limbs and turning them into bombs that she can detonate at will.
Damn, that's
gosh.
hardcore. She
Yeah,
can
he
use
gets
these
to
blasts
have
to jet through the
regeneration.
sky at hypersonic speeds, maneuver
Wow.
and redirect herself in midair, and enhance the strength and speed of her blows.
Or Reze can send sparks that can ignite the atmosphere in explosions that tear apart entire cities. Making herself stronger the more fear her wanton destruction creates.
As long as the area around her is dry enough to maintain ignition, Reze can create as many explosions as she wants, non-stop.
She can even turn her own body into different types of real-world bombs to massively enhance their power.
Like transforming her leg into a torpedo, or her apron into dynamite. Every single inch of Reze is a living weapon.
This made her feared across the devil world as one of their mightiest warriors, and the perfect choice to assassinate Japan's newly acquired devil hybrid, Chainsaw Man.
You see, you might not think chainsaws are all that scary, at least not compared to bombs, but the Chainsaw Devil is special.
Any devil the
hey.
Chainsaw Devil consumes becomes deleted from reality, retroactively erased from humanity's collective consciousness.
And here I thought chainsaws were for boring stuff like trees or Texas massacres. Silly me.
This ability makes the Chainsaw Devil the most important being alive and invaluable for any global power to control.
Except instead of meeting the fearsome chainsaw of legend, Reze met Denji, a dumb, horny teenage boy just looking for someone, anyone, to love.
And for once, Reze actually hesitated. Rather than immediately kill her target, she got to know him and found they weren't so different. Both were used as tools of the state, as weapons of war rather than people. A kindred spirit in a hostile world, Denji wanted to drink up as much of the excitement of life as he could. The town mouse to her country mouse.
And thankfully, he was super easy for a pretty face to manipulate.
Oh my
It wouldn't
gosh.
be the only time.
Reze's nothing if not professional, and she gave Denji one parting gift. To teach him the way devils did battle before he died.
As the embodiment of one of the deadliest weapons known to man, Reze's power is off the charts, capable of creating an explosion more than 400 meters in diameter.
Oh
That's
my
over 4
gosh.
football fields long.
To have a blast that size, you'd need to be exploding with over 2 kilotons of TNT.
More than
Dang.
comparable to nuclear weapons, which is really impressive considering Reze is not the devil of nuclear bombs. That's apparently an entirely separate thing.
Despite her bombs being technically conventional, they're just that strong.
Likely comparable to other powerful devils like the Gun Devil, who could travel across the world and kill millions of people in 5 minutes.
That'd be over 500 times the speed of sound.
She's
Oh my
even
gosh.
stronger than the Typhoon Devil, a sentient city-spanning storm.
The literal coughing baby to her hydrogen bomb.
Unfortunately for Reze, Denji took her lessons to heart and proved he was more than a fitting host for the Chainsaw Devil.
He whooped her ass, but spared her life. Just in case her seduction wasn't a total act after all.
But it wasn't meant to be. Whether Reze chose the safe life of the country
I guess
mouse
he would
or the
fight
exciting
you
life of the
against
town
Bakugo.
mouse, there are hungry cats everywhere.
Oh, Makima, what I would give to find someone to kill you.
Reze's
Oh my
dreams of
gosh.
freedom were never realized. She simply
Bro, this is
changed
like
hands from
Jujutsu
one
Kaisen.
cold, unfeeling entity to another. And this time, there was no escape. She was a weapon,
my
a symbol of
God.
man's bottomless capacity for malice and self-destruction.
A living bomb.
Yeesh. Oh my gosh. It's like
The
Jujutsu
battle's about to
Kaisen.
start, and I hope you've got something good to hear these kabooms with, like our sponsor, Raycon.
That's right, Boomstick. I've been using Raycon for many years now, and they've got everything I need in good earbuds.
And with Mother's Day coming up, this is the kind of gift she'll actually use.
Oh, right.
Such as Raycon's essential open earbuds. They're open ear so she can listen to music or podcasts while doing other things.
Like going for a morning walk, running errands, or driving her rocket-powered dune buggy. You know, mom stuff.
The sound stays clear and balanced without feeling closed off from your surroundings, which is such a win-win.
But if that's not enough for you, Raycon's got a bunch of other cool stuff for sale, so I'm sure you'll find something for her. Or for you.
Celebrate the moms in your life. Go to buyraycon.com/deathbattleopen to get 15% off the Essential Open earbuds.
Thanks for sponsoring Death Battle, Raycon. We wouldn't be able to have these amazing animations without you.
Go to buyraycon.com/deathbattleopen to get 15% off the Essential Open earbuds.
Right earbuds.
All right, the combatants are set, and we've run the data through all possibilities.
It's time for a Death
Still,
Battle!
I don't know what to say. If Bakugo does not win this, I don't know what to say, because I want to see him winning this. You would have to win this.
I've been sent to collect your head, Dynamite.
Dang.
Better villains than you have tried, lady. You tell your bosses that after I send you back in a coffin!
You in a coffin,
How would
or
I
he's...
tell them that if I was already dead? Wow, you're quick.
Shut up and die!
Yeah, flinger, yeah. You got this, Bakugo. Oh, going Strike Panzer already. Okay. Oh, wow. He
Damn!
blew her head.
Oh, damn!
Holy smokes. Dang. Dang, a walking body. Oh my god. Jeez. Oh my god. Man, regeneration is so cheap. Yeah, had to get out of that by the sweat.
Oh, it's
Yeah. Yeah.
Move it or lose it, people!
Save me, Dynamite!
Let go of me!
Oh, wow, that was dirty. Holy smokes. Dang, that's cheap flow up. Holy smokes.
Keep them out of this!
Oh! Holy smokes. Oh, wow. Dude, my boy got cooked already?
Your blood was delicious.
Oh, yeah. Rising up, my boy.
You bit off a bit more than you could chew! My blood isn't the only thing you drank! It's my sweat you should worry about, dumbass!
Oh! Oh shoot! Oh, he's doing the fireworks like we were all for one. Oh, oh yeah, the cluster. Yeah, let's go. Yeah, yeah, take her out. Woo! So that's it?
Scratch that. Not enough for a coffin.
Yeah. My boy. Yeah.
We're so sorry to hear about your girlfriend that passed away. She gets 5 big boobs. Boom!
I knew
Please
he was
just shut up.
got this.
On the
I knew
surface,
it.
these two seemed evenly matched. So let's break this fight down into 3 categories: their
Okay.
speed, their stamina, and their firepower.
First
Yeah,
up,
firepower.
let's talk speed.
Both Bakugo and Reze could rocket through the sky at hypersonic speeds and maneuver and redirect themselves on a dime in the middle of fights. To the casual observer, at least, they seem to be on par with each other.
So we have to look at the people they've fought to compare.
Reze has battled Chainsaw Man, who could match and defeat someone using the Gun Devil's power.
The same gun devil that could literally fly around the world, killing
And
millions
then glad
of people at
Reze
over
did not have no
500
comeback
times the
on
speed of
Bakugo,
sound.
because if she
Impressive,
did,
but
I would
compare
be
that
so
to
upset.
Bakugo fighting Shigaraki, who could react
I'm
fast
glad
enough to
Murder
catch
Guy
light beams with his bare
became
hands.
Triumph.
That's over 1,000 times faster. And that was before Bakugo's quirk awakening that made him even faster than that.
Power
With
the
reaction
cluster.
speed of that caliber, there's little
About to
chance
help
Reze
by
could
a
ever get the
headshot.
drop on Bakugo, and would likely be forced to play catch-up in a duel. Speed goes to Bakugo.
However,
Yeah.
speed doesn't matter if one couldn't truly hurt the other. A big part of this fight is their stamina.
Bakugo's durability is mind-boggling. He's survived being impaled through the torso and has even brought himself back to life.
But unlike
mostly
Reze,
by edge
his
shot, though. If
stamina
it wasn't
does
for edge
eventually
shots,
hit a
he would've
limit.
been dead.
Every explosion he makes whittles him down just a little bit more and uses up more and more of his sweat. Without a break, he can eventually run out.
Whereas Reze can effectively create bombs without respite and from a distance.
Unlike Bakugo, who usually likes to get up close and personal.
Furthermore, her devil hybrid physiology gives her an actual regenerative healing factor, allowing her to shrug off the same kind of mortal blows that would eventually kill Bakugo.
Well, at least the
main character
regeneration
plot
wasn't
armor or
enough.
not.
If this ever became a
So
war of
glad she did
attrition,
not win that
Reze
by her
had it in the bag.
regeneration.
Stamina goes to Reze.
However, it's unlikely it would ever get to that point. The biggest factor in this fight was always going to
the
be their
firepower.
raw firepower.
Explosions! First, we gotta compare their two biggest blasts, Reze's nuclear-like bomb against Denji versus Bakugo's howitzer impact cluster.
And the difference is obvious. Based on calculating their sizes, Bakugo's 300 kiloton explosion was over 100 times more powerful than Reze's 2 kiloton blast.
But that's
why he's
not
the
all.
murder guy.
Remember the Typhoon
Murder
Devil?
guy
Coughing
rises
baby or not,
against the
to create a
immortal.
storm big enough to cover Tokyo's
Girl.
over 2,000 square kilometers, he'd have to be
that should
generating
not
more
be
than
immortal.
400 kilotons of TNT.
Greater than Bakugo, right? But that's not all. Again, Bakugo's howitzer impact once shattered the size of this big-ass mountain. And despite
Kaboom.
being earlier on in the series, it was ginormous. Almost 3 kilometers in radius.
Or just over 2 megatons of TNT. 5 times more powerful than the Typhoon Devil, and way
Yeah.
beyond anything we've seen Reze do.
Yeah.
And this was Bakugo before reaching his full power
Dang,
in his fight
he
against
did
All
took
for
down
One.
All for One.
Bakugo takes the final edge in explosions.
Yeah, he
And
did
remember,
took down All for
Bakugo
One, so
withstands
it
the
was
recoil
enough
of
to beat
all his
that girl.
blasts. So even though Reze had greater stamina, Bakugo was more than tough enough to hang on and get his kill shot, especially
Yeah.
with his superior speed.
That's why you
And
want to be
devil
number
healing
one
factors can't
besides
be
low,
overtaxed with
number
enough
5.
damage. Hell, she needed to drink blood a couple times against Denji just to keep fighting.
Against someone as fast and powerful as Bakugo, she would not get the chance to heal consistently, or perhaps at all.
And what happens when devils die? They Bakugo to hell.
Yeah.
The winner is Katsuki Bakugo.
Bombshell, hero, great explosion, murder, god, dynamite.
Murder
Next
guy
time on
wins.
Death Battle.
Oh, Mega Man versus
Subscribe and join as a member to see more
Oh,
Death
let's
Battle.
go.
And don't forget to order your very own Whiz Plush from YouTube.
Let's go.
Click that link below the like button.
Okay, you're making it interesting. Okay, that's awesome. Okay, I'm looking forward for that. That is awesome. That's really hype. That's really hype. That's really hype. And I knew Bakugo was gonna win that. There's no way the murder guy would easily lose to a girl like her that can regenerate herself. Screw that. So that was a good Jeff battle. I did enjoy that. You know, I hardly like the 8-bit, but it was still a good, decent battle. I did enjoy it. And, you know, no complaints. It was pretty decent. So I'm looking for Megamind versus Gru. Let's go now. The battle between the Spirit of Me and Megamind. That is awesome. I'm looking forward for that. That's gonna be a hard to guess battle. I really don't know what to say. I don't know. I would root for either Megamind or Gru winning. I wouldn't mind it, like, because they're both, like, you know, technically villains, and, you know, they became heroes afterwards. But still, man, that's gonna be an intense battle. I don't know who to vote for on that, because that'd be so hard to guess. I like for either side to win, like, because they're both my favorites. So all I can say, guys, I'm looking forward for it. So if you guys enjoyed this reaction video of Bakugo vs. Reze, which I really enjoyed, I'm glad he won. Thank you. Hope you hit the like button, subscribe, and stay tuned for the next one, guys. Peace.